today for the Cott Auto Group. I'm here with the Havenly Power, Jordan Cott. And I'm also here with Mr. 007 himself, aka Big Papa, Jaron Winitsky. Is that how you pronounce your last name?
Wazinski.
Wazinski? Those Saskatoon people are just really weird. Okay, we're going over Week 7 matchups right now. So let's go through the first one. We got Nick versus Scotty B.
Nick versus Scotty B. Oh, I gotta take Nick in this one. I'm taking the underdog. I think Barber had a terrible first game with a couple players. I think a couple bad lineup changes there, but I think Nick will come out on top with and create himself a little streak.
Yeah. Any comments on that, Jordy?
Nick's got 2 straight wins. He's riding a wave right now, and just like Jaron said, Barber had 3 players that essentially added up to, I don't know what it exactly was, 15 points or 20 points or something. He's done. It's game over right now for him. So on to the next week for Barber, and a nice win for Nick.
Okay, real quick, I know we're trying to make this quick today, but let's talk about that trade they made today. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. I think it's the most boneheaded trade I've seen all season.
It's just not a trade that you'd like to see from Nick at this point in the season. He's riding, like I said, he's riding a 2-game win streak, and he traded away his best player, his top 2 best players, to be honest with you. And he got lucky with Antonio Brown going to Tampa Bay, but it's not going to work out for him. And I don't like the move. I thought it was I thought it was some bad GMing.
Okay, just real quick for those who don't know it. So Nick got rid of Patrick Mahomes and Myles Gaskin for Robbie Anderson and Tom Brady. So Patrick Mahomes is averaging 10 points more than Brady as well. Myles Gaskin is right now averaging 22 points. Do you have any thought on this?
Keep in mind, Tom Brady is going to have an awesome weapon with the signing of Antonio Brown today. But I just don't think it's going to be good enough to dethrone the Super Bowl MVP.
Okay, well, let's keep this going on. Next, we got Davini versus Jovan.
Davini's team is not good.
It's a dumpster fire.
It's just, he's struggling. I don't know if there's anything, really to say about him at this point. It's just one of those matchups that, nobody really cares about, to be honest.
So are we all in agreement? We're predicting a Jovan win?
I'm actually predicting Scott to win this week, but it's just nobody cares about that matchup.
Yeah, it's like the Giants versus the Jets.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. This one, JK versus BDP. I'll admit, JK has a very strong team. Michael Thomas, any comments?
Michael Thomas is doesn't seem like he can play in the NFL. I think Antonio Brown's play a couple more games longer than Thomas will, but it's gonna be an intense Saturday. During work, right? JK definitely likes to get in the head of his opponents. And that may force a lineup change that people wouldn't agree with. But like I said, if your tight end's getting you 50 points matchup,
I think JK relies on one player to pump out way too many points. That's been his strong suit. It's not going to happen for the rest of the season. Michael Thomas, on the other hand, has to avoid punching out his teammates and pretty much walking.
Basically.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. We got Conman versus the Big Wolf.
Good matchup, but before we go in the matchup, I just want to talk about our main sponsor of the day.
Yes.
It's Sunripe Pure Apple Juice, and it's not from concentrate. Vitamin C is added, 100% juice. It's some of the cleanest apple juice on the road today, and we just want to thank them for the sponsor of the day.
Yes, thank you. So talk about Conman versus the Wolf.
You know what? This is a good matchup. I thought Connor's team about 3 weeks ago was destined to, finish top 3 and have a really good chance to finish, but he's had some major injuries and his team does not look the same like it was 3 weeks ago. I'm going to give this one to Steve.
You're going to give this one to Steve? You concur?
You know what? I'm going to give it the Sunripe guarantee. I think Steve's going to pull out a big win. I think especially with Sanders and Thomas out, Kamara's going to have a massive game.
Yeah,
and
I think going to have a massive game.
I think Kamara may crack that 50-point mark again, and that's going to be my this week Sunripe guarantee.
Sunripe guarantee. You heard it first. Okay, so we got the Havenly Power versus I'm with Cap. Okay.
At the end of the day, this is my team. I've worked on it. The boys are really starting to come together. It hasn't been a good start to the season, 2-4.
Well, you didn't have Devontae Adams, right?
I didn't have Devontae Adams. I didn't have some of my main points. If you look at the standings, Sam's had the least amount of points against out of anyone in the league. So his 6-0 is completely garbage.
So
He only has 787 points against. The next closest person has 857. So he's a full 70 points less than the next closest person on points against. So I mean, it just shows that they're lucky wins, and they're not going to continue.
who are you most excited about this week to play out of your roster?
My person I'm most excited to play this week is Devontae Adams. He didn't have a great game last week, and I think he's going to get peppered with targets this week. They're going to make sure that he has a good game.
Any comments on this?
You know what? I think I think that the Heavenly Power is going to work. May win this week. Derrick Henry. That guy's a boulder. Once he goes downhill, he can't be stopped. Also, too, keep in mind Stephon Diggs is playing the Jets, which is basically playing a Pee Wee football team. So
I'm excited about this matchup because in a previous episode we were talking about our risers and fallers, and you were our dumpster fire, and you're rebounding for the rest of the season. So we're excited.
The teams
to see
come
what
together.
come up. Okay, last. This one's a little bit of a personal matchup. We've got Mirzi versus 007. Things got pretty heated at the draft between you two. Is there still bad blood going into this week?
I'm not really there to comment. I'm here about the football matchup, right? And he's a great competitor. I think he made a couple questionable picks and trades. Trade away Josh Jacobs, which I would never do. But there's definitely a couple balls of sunripe on the line for this matchup. But I'm pretty confident in my team. Joe Mixon's out, but I did pick up the waiver wire, spend a couple bucks, and I think it's gonna be close. But I think I'm definitely gonna pull up the win and get back in it.
Do you have any comments on this matchup?
I like Jaren for the win. Watch out for Rojo. He just acquired him in a trade, and I think he's going to have another big game. So a couple heavyweights, both of them, 100 bones on the line. I got to give it to Jaren, although Mirzi, he's always an ally GM for me. So
Okay.
got to give it to Jaren.
Well, there you have it, that episode of Fantasy Football today. Thank you to our hosts here, Jordan Cott and Jaron Wiz. We will see you next week for the wrap-up.